Coach, I know it's really early, but your indications are to me already that you like this basketball team.
Yeah, I do. I think we've exceeded expectations just from the start. It's a lot different than it has been. Again, we're not as top-heavy as we have been in the past. We have talent top to bottom. And it'll be interesting to see who jumps out as a starter and who can develop that leadership and become our leader this year.
You mentioned one senior, 7 juniors. That junior class is pretty strong.
Yeah, and they've been around a while. I mean, they were freshmen during Desmond's senior year, and they played against Richmond, played against Northeastern, and they've got 2 years of varsity experience, which is more than my senior has. So when you got that on the floor, and then they get another one next year, the future's bright here.
The one thing about it, so many people have identified this program with Desmond, and then of course the player you had last year, which is very strong in Billy Webster. And now you don't have that marquee name. How does that feel not to have that marquee name with the program and kind of an unknown right now?
Well, it's different. I don't know who our best player is right now, which is we haven't had that in a few years. So we're still battling for that. We got to figure out where our go-to guy is going to come from. It could be somebody different every night depending on the matchup, which is nice. It's a good problem to have. So it's different for me. It's different for our coaches. It's different for our players. So we're just rolling with it and trying to figure it out.
You and I talked about before we started the interview, that's probably not a bad thing, as a lot of people think because you lost Desmond 2 years ago and you lose Billy last year that, well, they can't be as strong, but you might sneak up on some people this year?
Right. I got the same questions too. Where's the points going to come from? Who's going to score? Who's going to be our anchor on defense? But I think we have the pieces here, and what I've seen all over the summer and during the practices, we have a lot of talent 1 through 10. We've never been this deep. And I think it's nice to have competitiveness in practice, and that's the big thing is the competition and just going back and forth, and you have to earn your spot, and that's a big thing that these kids haven't had to do lately, and now they do. So we'll see how it works.
Yeah, I'm glad you said that because that's exactly the same thing that happens in practice. Now you can't take a night off.
Right, and we've explained that to them the last 2 days. Is you have a bad day, somebody else has a good day, they're in front of you. So you can't take a day off. You got to come out and bust it every time, and they've done a good job of that. They're 2 for 2 so far. So we'll see what they do today.
What have you seen in practice so far that gives you that glimmer of hope? What is it about this team so far?
They really know how to play together. I mean, with 7 juniors, those kids grew up playing together from when they were in 3rd grade. So they know where each other out on the court. They can, make cuts without really talking. They just look at each other and know to cut. It's been really nice on offense to see the balance and just to see them talk to each other. And defensively, we got some things to work out, but that's every year. But I think offensively, really like what I'm seeing. Again, they're together. They know how to play together, and that's the big thing. And you don't have that alpha out there, but I don't know that that's a problem right now.
I got to ask you about that. There was a huge adjustment when Desmond graduated, and everybody thought, oh, no, what are you guys going to do? You come back. I know it wasn't quite the same that you had when Desmond was a senior, but you still went 15-12. Is that all of that kind of disappeared now? And guys, if you have a year like a Desmond or a player like Desmond, you can come back and still be successful?
Right. I think we've built something here that's going to last a while. I mean, we have a good feeder system. These juniors went through it, and they're here now, and they know what we want, and they know how to play. So you'll see that this year. No, I just, with the whole Desmond thing, we talk about him every now and then because he's on ESPN. So we're going to keep mentioning his name, but this team isn't about Desmond or anything like that. They don't have anything to do with him. They know that. They enjoyed playing with him as freshmen, but now they're ready to go and make their own name out here. So that's the thing is, they want to put their own mark on this program, and they're going to try and do that this year.
Where you guys kind of fit in the conference this year? Kind of take a look around. Again, things change so quickly because of the open enrollment. Guys can move just about anywhere. You don't know where they're at and what they have. Where you guys think you might fit in this year?
I mean, our goal every year is to win it, and I think, we have a good shot at that this year. University is really good. They'll be top 10, top 5 preseason. Liberty Christian is Liberty Christian. We're going to have a tough time with them every time. So, we'll see where we stack up, but I think we have a good chance to win it just like every year.
And your schedule is going to be pretty good again because you're back in the WEDIG again. You never know who you're going to see there, and you, again, play some pretty tough teams throughout the year.
Yeah, we look forward to it. I mean, we get our chance to go to Northeastern and play against them, so that'll be fun. Union County comes to Earlham, so that'll be a good game. They're tough. We start out with Centerville. I mean, it doesn't get much tougher than that at Centerville. So we'll see where we're at early. We do have a nice little streak in our schedule where we're going to face some tough teams at University, back with a Hagerstown, then a Liberty Christian, then the WEDIG. So we'll see where we're at. But we like it. We like to play in the 4A schools. We like to see where we stack up, especially a year like this year where we're going to be talented and we're going to be able to stack up with people. And I'm just interested to see where we're going to be.
All right, I got to ask you, and again, you have a freshman that's moved in that has given you some size. You lack the size, but now a kid about 6'5" adds a new dimension to your team.
Yeah, he does. He's just polished, really good, knows the game, and that's the big thing. You know, he's really good in help side. He's really good offensively, going with both hands. The juniors and senior are starting to love to play with him and starting to figure him out. So it's a good thing. You know, he's earned their respect. He's earned the varsity jersey. So we'll see where it goes from here. But he's tough. And then we got another kid who's about 6'5" that's, you know, learning the game a little bit, and he's really athletic. So if he ever figures it out, I mean, we're going to be tough down low.
I got to ask you, what do you work on the most between now, that first scrimmage, and that first game? What's your biggest concerns leading up to that?
Defense. We got to figure out what kind of defense we're going to play. We're going to be able to do a lot with our depth. I think we're going to be able to press a lot more than we have, play a lot more man than we ever have. And then offensively, figuring out where the points are going to come from, make sure they're coming from every spot, and we can score from all 5 spots on the floor, and that's the big thing. We're going to put 5 players on the floor that can score. So that's what we're looking forward to. Just looking forward to a great year, and, you know, we'll see on the scrimmage Wednesday, a week from today, how it's going to go.